education will not come to order. Ms. McNamara, would you call the roll?
Dr. Spangler?
Here.
Mr. Payne? Mrs. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Parks?
Here.
Mrs. Ellis?
Here.
Mr. Worthy?
Here.
Mrs. Williams?
Here.
Mr. Huff? Mrs. Thornton?
Here.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to stand on a moment of silent meditation. We'll follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have any amendments to the agenda?
I do, President Worthy and the board. Number 17, I would like to remove from the agenda. That's because the lease agreement with Milner was still being worked on their end to finalize those pieces, so I'll remove that and bring that back next month. Also, you've got to note that the air filter service contract was a change, that it's a 24-month, not a 48-month. So therefore, I'd like to remove the air filter service contract number 5 and put it in number 17's place, just to keep it in order.
Taking that off the,
There's consent and moving it down to number 17 where the air filter is, just to keep us in sequence.
okay. All right, any other amendments to the agenda? Any other amendments? If not, I have a motion to approve the agenda, moved by Dr. Spangler. Got a second from Ms. Williams. All in favor? Thank you very much. Motion passed. Okay. Recognition of achievements and awards. Lisa?
Good evening, Mr. President, Mr. Superintendent, and members of the board. I am pleased to recognize many outstanding individuals from the Clarke County School District tonight. Honorees, when I call your name, please come forth, accept your certificate, and shake the board members' hands. First is our Jack Kent Cook Young Scholar, Nia Mahanti from Bernie Harris Lyons Middle School. And she is one of only 62 selected from more than 2,000 students from across the United States. She was selected after 2 rounds plus a phone interview. As a Jack Kent Cook Young Scholar, she will receive personal academic advising to develop and nurture her academic skills, along with financial support for additional enrichment opportunities until she graduates from high school. Congratulations. And next we will recognize the winners of our annual school bus safety poster contest. And we have some gift cards, and Director of Transportation Kathy Benson will be handing out these gift cards, which were all donated by Georgia United Credit Union. And we will also be able to show you the winning posters on the screen. So first from Division 1, first place, Alexa Magana from Alps Road Elementary School. Second place is Troy Smith, Cleveland Road Elementary School. Yeah, get your money first. And again, you can look at the screen for all of these great posters. Third place is Malia Knox from Stroud Elementary School. And Stroud is very well represented this evening with 4 of the 6 winners, so we wanted to give the school a shout out for that.
Congratulations.
For Division 2,
Congratulations.
for Division 2, the first place winner is Brianna Glass from Stroud.
Good job. Congratulations.
Second place, Alex Hoffland, also Stroud. And finally, third place, Leslie Chigola from Stroud. And we did want to note that Alexa and Brianna made a great showing at the state competition, so congratulations to all of our bus poster winners. And if all of the winners of the poster contest could please wait and meet me out in this hallway for a picture right after. We want to give that to the credit union and also promote you on our school district channels. Next, we would like to recognize the winner of the Classic City Raider competition. Last month, Cedar Shoals High School hosted 23 high schools in the Classic City Raider competition. They won several first-place awards and were named third place overall. Also in Elbert County recently, against 57 teams, the male team placed third overall and the female team placed second overall. All three teams, male, female, and the mixed team, are still well in the running to compete at the state and national Raider competitions. And so tonight we have several individuals to recognize. And the awards that we're recognizing tonight specifically are that they won first place in the mixed team run, first place in male cross-country rescue, first place in female rope bridge, and third place again in overall. So we'll call up first the student captains, Captain Myra Barrientos. And Captain Felix Sanchez. Head coach, First Sergeant Antoine Clarke. Lieutenant Colonel Eric Cleveland.
Great job. Thank you.
And it looks like we have another student with us as well. Please come up. Our other captain, please, and we will get you a certificate. Thank you. If you could get me the name. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And next we would like to recognize our 4-star Employee Award winners. And so I'll read what the person who nominated them said about them, and then we will call them up. So first is Lisa Lane from Barnett Shoals Elementary School. She is the gifted spectrum teacher, and George Weber, her coworker, nominated her. And he said, Mrs. Lane is a productive and truly positive teacher who does much more than push her students to reach their potential. She influences parents and other teachers to work smarter and create the best possible learning environment for our students. For example, if one were to gripe or complain, she would smile and listen instead of adding to complaining, and she offers positive ideas and ways of handling any concern. She is a superb collaborator. Her lessons and even style mesh well to integrate and reinforce the efforts of the primary teacher, and she offers great teaching ideas and planning sessions that always work well in helping students learn. Of course, over the years, she has led many student teams to great wins and accolades at academic math competitions and events. On top of it all is her constant smile. Miss Lane.
Great job, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
And next is Glenn Pridgeon. He's the academic interventionist at Chase Street Elementary. He was nominated by Jessica Ellett, but Mr. Pridgeon is sick and could not be here this evening. So we'll go on to the next one, which is Mr. Brian Moore from Cedar Shoals High School. He's an English teacher and freshman academy leader. And he was nominated for this award by Mark Ginsberg, his coworker. And Mr. Ginsberg said, Mr. Moore is one of CCSD's unsung heroes. After graduating from Cedar Shoals, he has dedicated nearly 2 decades of his career towards continuous improvement as an English teacher, and more recently, he has spearheaded the teacher leadership arm of our new Freshman Academy program. As a coworker, Mr. Moore is one of the first teachers in the door every day, and I actually look forward to common planning meetings with him because he's so easy to work with. I've heard students and parents alike utter similar statements about Mr. Moore. As a teacher, he balances high expectations with his easygoing personality, and students and coworkers respond positively to this unique blend of wisdom and rigor. These traits make him the perfect leader for the Freshman Academy, which has undergone tremendous change and improvement under his leadership. Mr. Moore deserves more than 4 stars.
Great job, thank you.
And finally, Robin Steele, a third grade teacher from J.J. Harris Elementary Charter School, and he was nominated, or she was nominated, by the collaborating teacher, Catherine Brown. Robin is a dedicated teacher and works hard to meet the diverse needs of her students. I get confused because of Robin Richards at Cedar, sorry. Robin always challenges herself in planning for her students. She differentiates in her classroom not only for students' academic needs, but by their interests as well. She creates lessons that are relevant to students and allows them opportunities to solve real-world problems through their work. She cares for her students and goes above and beyond to make sure her students feel valued. Her students love her and return year after year to check in with her to see how she is doing. Not only does Robin put in a great deal of time and effort for her students, but she does this for student teachers as well. Robin typically has a UGA intern every semester and mentors these individuals with a caring heart. She wants them to love teaching as much as she does. Robin deserves to be recognized for the great work she does with our students. Congratulations.
Great work, thank you. Congratulations.
And now, two special surprise awards for someone that has to be surprised because he shies away from personal recognition. Nonetheless, we want to congratulate Dr. Philip Lanou for, one, being named a finalist for Georgia Superintendent of the Year, one of only 4 in our entire state, and for recently being named a winner of the Idea Society Service Award. This award is given by the Intellectual Dialogue and Educational Advancement Society at UGA, and they have given this prestigious awards to many individuals, including Dr. Michael Adams in the past. So this is really significant that they've noticed our district and are celebrating Dr. Lanou's work. He is being recognized for much the same reasons he is a finalist for Superintendent of the Year, plus because of his belief that diversity is our strength, and he has indeed himself brought many new strengths to our district. Congratulations. And don't worry, Dr. Price signed these, not Dr. Lanou.
Oh, I like the way we make you walk.
Congratulations.
I will walk. You're gonna walk the talk.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations to all of you on your well-deserved honors. You continue to make us proud to be CCSD.
And I always get to say a few words, so maybe since I was there, we'll say we collectively. No, truly, we're proud of what you've done. Just our teachers and our students just continue to amaze us. Really not amaze us because we know you can get there, but you just continue to reach new levels, and you begin to contribute to not only our district, but you contribute to our community so well. So to our recipients, our teachers, our support staff, our students, thank you. It's a great honor to be here.
Thank you very much. We don't have any speakers this evening, so we're moving on to item D, the superintendent's report. Dr. Lanou.
I'll let them just give them a second to kind of move through. Give me time to.
Picked a good night to wear my and with all the. I noticed the guy from Cedar Shoals was looking at it when he was off.
There. What's that?
The Green School.
Okay.
You do it as part of your superintendent's report? I know it wasn't
I don't.
left off.
Oh,
There
next
goes the
one.
audience.
Next month? Okay. All right.
At this point, there are a number of items I'm just going to make do because we do have our green schools, and so my apologies if I missed that on the list, but this is a very, very important aspect of us because we worked in our community to be green, to do the right things for our environment, And I know you're here and we have some recipients and we might have you come back, but if you could come and just talk about the award for just a minute.
I'll be real quick.
No, it take all the time. This is an important piece. So I would ask that you would talk about our recipients and we'll have them here next week, but please.
And we really just wanted to come and just introduce the program. We've never actually come to speak to you guys. I'm Suki Jansen with the Athens-Clarke County Recycling Division. Also, Stacy Smith is with Keep Athens-Clarke County Beautiful. And the Athens Green School Program is a project of Athens-Clarke County Recycling Division, Water Conservation Office, Stormwater, and Keep Athens-Clarke County Beautiful. The program is designed to assist schools with environmental education improvement efforts that focus on conservation, preservation, and beautification of our environment. Annually, the program recognizes participating schools that implement exceptional environmental education and improvement programs. We started the program in 2005. Barrow and Whitehead Elementary were our first two green schools, and last school year we actually made it up to 17 green schools now in Athens-Clarke County. Wow. And I want to tell you which ones they are just really quickly. And the green schools we have, public schools, are Barnett Shoals Elementary School, Barrow, Bernie Harris Lyons Middle School, Cedar Shoals was our very first high school last year, Chase Street Elementary, Clark Middle School, Cleveland Road Elementary, Fowler Drive Elementary, Hillsman, Howard B. Stroud, J.J. Harris, Oglethorpe Avenue, Timothy Road, W.R. Coyle Middle School, Whit Davis Elementary, Whitehead Road, and Winterville Elementary. In order to be recognized as a green school, schools have to complete 25 environmentally friendly lessons in one calendar year, in one school year. Then they have to log those lessons and send them into our committee. And in order to renew their status annually, they have to complete 25 lessons each year. We also have a tremendous number, literally hundreds of green teachers at each school. And in order to be a green teacher, you have to have 5 lessons completed by one teacher during that year, and then she or he has to renew annually as well. Some of the benefits are grants, awards, the school sign, and the reason I only have Clark Central here is they're the only school that's never been a green school. We'd love to get Clark Central High School on board. We had their signs ready a long time ago. We've been waiting for all of them to be green schools. So Clark is the only one there. There it is.
There it is, right there.
That's right.
Okay.
But we have grants, awards. The first year you get Green School, we give the school $100 from Keep Athens-Clarke County Beautiful. We have tours that are available of our wastewater treatment facilities, recycling, landfill, compost at no charge. We'll pay for the school buses for the children to get there. We have outreach programs, and we provide a tremendous amount of infrastructure in the form of tools, recycling bins, outreach programs, and we just want you to know that we're here to assist you in meeting your state standards. So use us, abuse us, and we just wanted to let you know you have some wonderful schools, and we want you to know that they are doing some great things for the environment. Thank you. Thanks for giving us some time.
I have to just a note here. This is, I think, probably the 4th time I've seen you present this year, not only to us and to schools. And I'm not sure it'd happen if it wasn't for your enthusiasm and your commitment and dedication, because you are pushing us for sure. And
we're pushing people.
Yeah.
You're right. We're pushing. We'll get you there. We'll pull or push you.
But now we've got some momentum that we can take people on. But it really is your team that's really helped us position ourselves the way we are. So
well, we appreciate it. And we have a bag of goodies for each one of you on the board. And so we put it back, and it's right behind the news media stand. So please take one. It kind of talks about each one of our departments that are part of the Green School Committee. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for all you do. One of the next pieces, Anissa, and we have the billboard, is that we have launched our billboard program again this year. We're really pleased. Again, the significance here is that community members continue to, and businesses want to be able to support some aspect of our district. And maybe, Anissa, if you have any comments in terms of the process you're going through as people are choosing the themes. Thank you. Choosing the themes and topics.
Absolutely. And so this billboard is up at the intersection of Chase and Newton Bridge. And then next we're going to do one promoting that Clark Central has the Georgia Principal of the Year, that they're Metline Breakthrough School, and that will go up at the corner of Millage and Broad. And then the week after, we'll have another one down Millage, kind of across from Trump. And it will be about how Barrow is a state-level model technology school district. But it's important to know that the parent who donated the funding for these boards believes strongly in all of our schools, and that's why on all of the boards they say that each school is just one of our 21 excellent schools.
And I think that is important as certain schools come up, but these are chosen to represent all of our districts and those that have, of all of our schools, and those that have wanted to do this, want to do it to represent all of the schools in our district, and so that's important. But again, the big piece here is we're able to showcase our district. We're able to garner that kind of support that people want to do that. So it's a great program. Thank you, Anissa. Next, more good news that it's our IB application. As you know, it was, I think, roughly 3 years ago when we had that initial conversation about the International Baccalaureate program. And thanks to the board and our strategic plan, we moved forward with that. The plan at that time called for a very extensive professional development plan. It was very aggressive, and I think if we look back at two and a half years ago at some of our first professional development, I don't think there was one school district there that had the numbers and the commitment and enthusiasm as we did as when we entered that program. That commitment goes to the board and to our teachers and school leaders. I mean, it was large. We had a large segment of our teachers there and our leaders. And we're seeing every year we've seen it grow, we've seen it develop, and I want to thank Karen Higginbotham. Karen has certainly been part of that program as director in our gifted program. But as you know, the International Baccalaureate is for all students, and that's the beauty. We're probably the only ones that, the only school district in which we had conversation when we made the decision of IB that it is for all students. And typically it's either a charter or a program or for a certain group, not here. And that's thanks to the board. And so the milestone is that we have been monitored. As you know, we are evaluated from outside evaluators in the IB program. They have been monitoring our progress, and we have now submitted our final application for certification. We have been candidate schools. We are on track, and our hope, our anticipation is that we will be IB certified. Timeline, Karen?
We'll have a verification visit in the spring at
Right.
all 6 of our schools, and our IB coordinators and staff have been, as you said, working hard for that, and they're very prepared, and so we will hear not until next July.
Okay. But again, if we said this was a long process, we had to be dedicated and committed to the process. The process was continually evaluated through visits and documentation that we provided. Karen, you've been with our leaders, and I know their meetings, they occur at what, 4:30? On some day, even could be a Friday, the IB team is in really planning how they're going to work with their colleagues on getting this done, so it shows a commitment straight through. And I know Dr. Price, anyone any comments?
I
But
would
it's
say we've been meeting monthly, and so the principals are part of those monthly
Right.
meetings where we've been working on the application and components of IB, and we're excited. The visit that we will have is like an advanced ed
Right.
visit, and so they'll talk to students, talk to parents, they may ask to talk to you as board members, as well as our teachers and principals. They'll do classroom observations, then they'll gather all that data and let us know if we're authorized in July, and I think we should be. We feel really good.
Our consultants feel very good about our progress and have complimented our district and our instructional leaders on their familiarity with the program, but also just the collaborative effort across the district to work on NYP.
Yeah.
IB.
so I think it's just want to say that's another milestone. Middle years program. Sorry, MYP, middle years. There we go. IB MYPS. Thank you. So it's terrific, and I want to thank certainly Karen, our principals. It's we're in a good place, and it's nice to be in this place. The next is, and probably a little politics, that I'm really pleased that Dr. Price and I have been engaged with our representatives at the state level. We were pleased that today we joined a forum of superintendents and House Education Committee at Gwinnett College. I think it's really safe to say that we're very well respected in terms of our input in what we were doing. It was an hour and a half. Just got back for the board meeting about 15 minutes ago before the board started. But I was really proud to be able to, as Dr. Bryce and I, to be able to articulate what we were doing, our comments on the Common Core, House Bill 244, which is evaluation system funding, and a number of other issues. And I think it's reasonable to say that our input was well received, and I believe will make a difference. So, know that we're trying to stay active on that piece to ensure that not just that our children get the best education, but the best decisions are made statewide for all children, and that's been a real good piece. And we're being invited to engage in those conversations. So that's really nice. And along that line, tomorrow, if I didn't mention, the House Committee, they're traveling to different locations, which is something new, to gather input from stakeholders, superintendents, principals, the public. So that site was tonight. Obviously, we couldn't stay for the Gwinnett. But the same kind of process is being used by other members of the House. And there's the House Music Industry Study Committee. And they had a charge coming out to gather more information about the music programs and the need for music in K through 12. Dr. Price has been invited. She will speak with that committee tomorrow, who will be in Athens. But again, they're choosing us. They're choosing because of what we've done to be able to articulate why we do what we do and what we're getting as results. So, just to be able to say Dr. Price is tapped in, will be speaking on behalf of the district tomorrow is certainly another point of interest, another accomplishment to say that we're doing some really good things. So I'm really pleased with that. And with that, we don't have a presentation, so that ends my report this evening.
Okay, we can continue to move the agenda, Dr. Lanou. We're down to item F, policy discussion.
Okay, yeah. So first, we have the regulations and exhibit. These are presented for public view. We have the basic, we have IDA-R and IDA-E. Those are regulations and exhibits. I wonder if there's any questions with those. If not, they become in force.
Well, they'll be put for public input.
Excuse me, public input, I'm sorry. We're not going to do that tonight.
Nope.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Any questions? Okay.
Okay.
Move forward. Item G.
Action items, minutes from previous meetings. I'll ask there will be approval of the
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, the minutes. We had 3 meetings there. You've read them, reviewed them. I'll have a motion for approval. Moved by Mr. Huff. Got a second? Second from Ms. Ellis. Questions pertaining to the minutes? Questions? All in favor? Okay. Motion passed.
So now get the ones that are going to be voted on tonight, and these are policy, sorry, I will flip those around, but that's policy DJE in purchasing, and policy DJEH change orders. I'd ask that we approve those this evening.
Okay. Policies. Need a motion on that? Moved by Ms. Ellis. Got a second on that? Seconded by Dr. Spangler. Any questions about these policies? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, motion passed.
Now, there's no objections, but again, if there are any questions, regulation DJER, which is the reg for purchasing, unless there are any questions, that would go into effect to align with the policies. Okay. All right.
Consent agenda.
President Worthy, I recommend approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, need a motion on that. Moved by Ms. Williams. Got a second on the consent agenda. Seconded by Ms. Ellis. All in favor? Motion passed. Thank you. Move now on to the next item. Item 15. Class leave.
9 and 15 did not change since our workshop, and that deals with class size. Just to reiterate, we do a resolution every year for allowing us to go over 2 from the original state cap. That class size is probably less than most districts. We keep that to make sure that we let our parents and our community know that that's our target. However, oftentimes there might be a couple of classes that go over by 1 or 2. So if we have 3 kindergarten classes and we're over 2 students, we don't add a typical teacher because that may change again. So in this case, I'm asking that we pass the resolution for grade 3 at Barrow. They are over 4 students in 3 classrooms. In other words, 4 total students in 3 classrooms. So they're not got 3 classrooms over 4. So. In kindergarten at Cleveland Road, in 3 of the classrooms for all of kindergarten, we're over 4, so that means 1 in each and 2 in another. In grade kindergarten at Fowler Elementary, in 4 classrooms, we're over in 2 by 1, 2 students. And in kindergarten in Oglethorpe, in 4 classrooms, we have 2 students. So we have 2 classrooms that are over a student. So I'd ask approval of this resolution just for these classes, which is over the cap we set earlier in the year.
Okay, the recommendation from the superintendent on the class waiver resolution for Barrow, Cleveland, Fowler, and Oglethorpe. Have a motion on that? Moved by Ms. Williams, got a second? Seconded by Ms. Davis. Any questions pertaining to the resolution? Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion passed. Okay, item 16.
Item 16 is the AT&T cell tower. We talked about this at the workshop, and the information is on the conditions of the contract, at least preliminarily. I'm asking the board to authorize me as the superintendent to negotiate a lease agreement with AT&T for a cell tower at Cedar Shoals High School campus in accordance with the business points outlined above, and approve the revenue distribution schedule as shown. And note that the revenue distribution it can be changed with board action.
Okay, recommendation of the superintendent on this lease agreement for the cell tower at Cedar Shores High School with AT&T. Motion on that? Moved by Dr. Spangler. Got a second on that? Seconded by Mr. Parks. Any questions? Go ahead, Ms. Ellis.
We got a really nice long email, very well written and had a lot of research backing it, and to be fair, this is not my level of expertise, so I reviewed it, but I don't know. But the question I think that was posed is, if we're talking about a 175-foot tower, what would be the implication of going down to a 120-foot tower for the service aspect for AT&T? This particular person, and through his research, feels that the impact of a 175-foot tower would be far greater negatively than a 120-foot tower. Is there the ability to go back down to a 120-foot tower? I just want to address his concerns and make sure that we're fairly asked.
Yeah, I would ask if we could yes, please, could you respond? Yes.
I am not an RF engineer, but from a design standpoint, the heights requested by the RF engineers are based on the coverage objectives to be obtained. Given the proximity of adjacent towers being quite a distance away, the height was needed in order to meet those coverage objectives to meet the service requirements of those AT&T customers. To drop it down to 120 feet would severely degrade that objective to be met. I don't have a propagation map with me, obviously, to show that, because that question has not come up before. But they do choose those heights based on what will achieve the objectives for coverage for those customers.
Go ahead, Ms. Thorne.
And my question is in line with hers. Did you actually get to see the email that we got about this?
Is that the one you?
I don't think I forwarded it to you.
No, we have not seen that.
That came to us day before yesterday.
Tuesday, yeah.
It's a very detailed email with photos, and I think, in all fairness to the person who wrote this or expressed their concern, that you need to look at it or at least see it.
All right.
Yeah, and we can do that, and that was mine. It was one of those that we received. I wanted to make sure the board got that, as that was the audience.
Mr. Huff?
Does this vote obligate us, part of the lease agreement, just to negotiate a lease agreement? So if there's something substantive that y'all can address with that, the actual height is something that will be in the lease agreement, is that correct?
I would assume that would all be in the parameters.
You might want to speak to the co-location impairment of property as well.
Certainly. Yeah, one of the interests that I know a number of the board members and some of the community has had is the ability for other carriers to co-locate. There's a financial impact of that opportunity to the school district, as well as a performance impact for other carriers and their customers. If you drop the height down that much, you're going to limit to maybe one more carrier, maybe none, because the technology for wireless is very much a line of sight technology. Once you get down to a certain level where the angle of the radio transmissions would be blocked by trees, trees very much impact the ability of that signal to perform. You would eliminate other co-locations pretty much if you dropped it below probably 150 feet.
Let me just, if I can ask Mike to talk about this piece, kind of the steps, because there's one more piece in that we go into negotiations, and maybe
Right.
you could outline that.
Sure. What you have here before you is sort of the basics of the lease. I think these, if the board approves it, these are the things that we're not going to revisit. The lease would come back to you with those basic fundamentals. There would be other parts of the lease still to be negotiated, and the lease as a whole would still have to come back to the board for approval.
Right. I mean, I was just looking at that and seeing the height wasn't specified. So-
Right.
But it's, it's my understanding the height of 200 feet is what would require like the airplane lighting and that sort of thing. And so it's less than that. It's 175.
One other comment in this packet is about the landscaping and vegetation and things like that. So hopefully we'll be able to address those items in the lease as well, that will be, if I can just go on record saying that I'd like to see something in the lease regarding vegetation, replacement of vegetation or creation of vegetation, however.
You get it? Okay.
If possible, if that's
See if I can-
if that's reasonable.
I think just a comment, and I would agree that certainly as we looked at that our property needs to continue to be aesthetic, that any construction would need to, if it tore up grass or partial fields or landscape, would have to be replaced and put back into a natural setting.
And also one more. Is it the belief of the that the construction will not impact, is it the goal that the construction will not impact either education or extracurricular activities? And is that a attainable goal? Is that
Here it
realistic? Okay. I haven't like walked the site. I don't see how it interferes with the fields or anything, but I would hope that it would not cancel practices or games or anything.
We will certainly make note of those conditions.
Okay, Ms. Thornton?
And personally, I really think there does need to be a tower over there. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
But I really will feel so much better if when you look at this, because I don't think this person is against the tower. He's just bringing up some things that are very technical to me, and I just think it gives a good balance, and I think we would not do our due diligence if we didn't at least bring this up. So it's not that we don't support it, but we definitely want to make sure that we hear all sides. I will definitely go with the vote. I will support the vote, but with the condition that we do look at this and have a response.
We'll just note for the record that we'll take this person, because there is some information in there, and make sure that it's addressed if needed to be. If nothing else, in any side letter agreements.
Okay, any further questions? Any further questions? Okay, you've heard the recommendation, so all in favor of this, show of your right hand, please. Thank you very much, motion passed, okay? Item 5, air filters.
And number 5, we discussed air filters. The only change is we reduced this contract to 24 months from 48 months, and felt because we made that change, when you take it off the consent agenda, otherwise it's the same. So I'd ask approval of the air filter contract.
Okay, recommendation from the superintendent on the air filters contract. I need a motion on that. Moved by Dr. Spangler, got a second on that? Second. Second by Ms. Williams. Any questions about the air filter
Just a
contract?
point of clarification,
Go
that
right
was
ahead.
only on what was given to us, it was not part of the original contract, right?
When we discussed this at the workshop,
I know
it was a typo, it was
no, we're not-
48, should have been 24.
Okay, so it was just a typo.
Is it, yeah, nothing changed, it should have been 24.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, typo.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? All in favor? Okay, motion passed, okay. Personnel recommendation, Mr.
Personnel,
Superintendent.
just make a couple notes on the personnel recommendations. Really pleased that in this packet, you did see a technology director. As you know, we have looked high and low and far-reaching and close by to make sure that we got the right person, and we feel really pleased after a very extensive process, including several interviews, a site visit for a day, visiting schools, debriefing, and then another final interview with me again. We feel really good about that recommendation, Jamal. So that's in your packet. I'd also note, and we'll talk about this, will be another face, and I want to thank Terry as she worked with me, and we do have an administrator at this point that will come on board, and that's an Amy Weaver. We'll introduce her at the appropriate time, but one of those positions is that. So I just want to make note of that before you voted.
Okay, so the recommendation.
Recommendation approval of the personnel recommendation addenda.
Okay, need a motion on that? Moved by Dr. Spangler, got a second on that? Seconded by Ms. Davis, okay, all in favor? Okay, opposed? One opposed?
I'm abstaining.
Okay, one abstention, okay. That's Ms. Thornton, okay. Motion for adjournment, moved by Ms. Thornton, seconded by Ms. Davis. Okay, all in favor? All righty. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.